gentlemen, welcome to the Comic Book Roundtable. What is up? Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Comic Book Roundtable. I'm your host, Stone Loki. Good evening, everybody. Yeah, I almost said good morning, but shit, it's what I'm used to. We've got tons to talk about, especially some Silver Surfer stuff just for Clobby. But let me say what is up, Tom? What this?
Hey, Tom.
Comic Book Roundtable. What's up, brother?
Yo, dude.
What are you up to?
Hail to Tom.
Hail Tom.
Psychodorp 9. How are you doing, my friends? Dega Outlaw, howdy. My back is one gigantic knot. Whiskey helps. Try some gummies. That might really help. Just to untie all those knots. Chris Verger, the Wrench of Wrenches, is here. Classic Comics. Hey. What is up, brother?
Hello.
Claude Saline is here. The Mad Doctor of Disaster and Destruction, the Dega Outlaw, is here. Good evening, Dega. Penny, what is up, Penny?
What's up, Penny? What's up, Dega?
Hello, Penny.
Hey.
Grim's like, good morning, evening, Valhalla. That's right, Grim. What's up? Lord Thoth, the High Lord Thoth. What's up?
Long live the Legion.
That's right. FKHC 2005. What is up? What is up? Yeah. Adega goes with gummies. I'm just kidding. God help me. Who else didn't want to take a gummy when they saw the new Silver Surfer shit throw up? I know you did, Clobby. God help us.
Yeah, I'm good. I just all the misinformation is the only thing that got to me. I mean, I knew the casting was going to be stupid. Although, in fact, since the casting on the for the original, for the four of the group wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it would be, and relatively normal by the standards I was expecting. It figures, even though it's dumb to have the Silver Surfer of any Silver Surfer in the first movie. It just shows how moronic these idiots are.
Well, I really don't understand. Maybe this is going to be their like conveyance into present day, because aren't they supposed to be not only in a different reality but a different timeline? So, yeah,
it's going to start at some kind of period piece in there. A lot of the idiots defending this thing. It's an alternate time. Well, first of all, an alternate universe. So what? I mean, it shouldn't be, of course, but that's beside the point. So what if it is? What does it have to do with anything? Not a thing. It's just, I mean, look, who's shocked? There's nobody shocked by any of this. They couldn't shock you. Well, unless they made a good movie with the only way to shock anybody anymore. And they're not going to do that.
Well, they need to do that. They need to do that. If Marvel wants to save its ass, it needs to do that. Or are we already just abandoned ship? And dude, that's so disappointing. Considering what these movies used to mean and how good they used to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean it. Go back and watch Winter Soldier. Go back and watch Civil War. There's some great epping stuff.
Pretty good run for movies.
And they just screwed it up. Psychodorp 9 with $12 super chat says, I have a new Sanda. The straw boss is afraid to work with it. Today was 5 hours of 4 pounds sanding. Was a workout. All right. Hell yeah. Psychodorp 9, kicking ass, taking names. I don't know why I made you sound like a New Yorker, but I don't know. That's just what happened. Who knows? Maybe that's the way the Knights get the roll. So, thank you very much, brother. This one is just for you. Look, you get a little dragon out. Get a little fire out. Get a little fire going. Skull! Chris Persia has a really good question. I would not ever say otherwise. Here's a question. Considering Feige said that his MCU is Earth 616, then how does any of his choices leading up to this disaster meant to represent the main comic run?
Good question. Must mean Feige's full of shit or something, right?
Right.
Yeah, he can say what he wants, but
yeah.
Actually, he hasn't really been saying much lately.
No, but this was his decision.
Right.
No question about that.
So yeah, he's full of shit. It's that simple. Full of shit.
He doesn't know what he's talking about when it comes to comics. He doesn't understand comics. He knows nothing about comics. Never did. And that's that. Pretty easy stuff. QED.
I don't get this whole thing of we'll just put a label on it and then put a chick in it and make her lame and gay.
Well, yeah. Pretty much.
Well,
remember,
it's killing Hollywood.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was going to say, I mean, it's. Yeah, I guess.
No, go ahead.
But it's, I mean, every studio is in debt. Every studio is bleeding money. I mean, how many billions has Disney Plus lost them? And they just keep doing it. They never learn.
No. Almost like they don't want to, isn't it?
Yeah, almost like they don't want to. Well, what kind of position are they in? Are they stuck in this position? This DEI, EGS garbage. Are they stuck here? Have they indebted themselves so much into this bullshit that they're just stuck and there's no way out?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think once they accepted the terms of the DEI and went through that whole process, then it's not just them being held to the fire to deal with that shit, but then it's whatever they feel like would happen if they were to break away from it. I give you an example, man. You know, there's Texas right now. The schools are being told that if you break away from the DEI, you'll get into some shit with the government, and they look like they're getting ready to do it, knowing that there's still backlash. But see, Hollywood is not willing to do what the schools here in Texas are willing to do to pull away from that shit. The thing is, it's the backlash.
They tried to pull this with seatbelts back in the day. So there was a huge precedent of you can't tell a state how to enforce the laws they want to enforce, and they don't. Well, they made it mandatory and then turned around and said, if you don't, then you're not going to get any federal funding for your roads.
Right.
So while they can't, the federal government was not supposed to bring law 1 or law 2 or law 3 to each state. They did it anyway by saying, well, if you don't, you're not going to get any funding. And that's pretty much the same thing that's going to happen here. You're not going to get any money.
Right.
You're going to cut your funding off.
Yep.
Pretty much. There you go. And
then the whole thing with Hollywood is, that's what any entertainment business that's dealing with DEI. It's what's going to happen once they go through with it, with the public and all that other shit. That's another thing that they're fucking shitting bricks on, which they shouldn't give a fuck about if their company's going under behind it.
Yes, sir. Pretty much. It's just we knew that since the casting of the main four looks I mean, even I don't like Pedro Pascal either, but they all look, they're not drastically that different from the way they've looked in the real comics, but like that anyway, right? Let's put at least not drastic like they usually do. It was something was going to give, and there'll be more of that too with the casting. Even if they had cast, let's say they'd cast Norman Rad, and it was a normal type of casting, I'd still go, well, what are you messing with Silver Surfer for in the first movie anyway? I mean, he should come later. Yeah, but that's beside the point. These people don't know anything about comics. They don't know, and they certainly don't know anything about the Fantastic Four. So,
Well, do you remember? Do you remember when DC? It was around the time they did the Batman versus Superman shit. They were rushing everything.
Oh yeah,
It was like they were rushing everything to catch
Big
back
time.
up with Marvel. Now Marvel's rushing everything just to get it out the door, and you're like, that's not what you were doing before.
Well, it's because they're panicking because nobody's watching their shit anymore the way they used to, and they're bombing like a. I mean, they have not waited. I don't think there's not one of their stupid TV shows that's been really any kind of a hit whatsoever. None of them been any good either. And when was the last movie that was a hit? Other than if you don't count the one that was mostly done with Sony, the Spider-Man, was it No Way Home or something? When was the last big monster hit they've had?
Yeah,
Endgame?
No Way Home.
So, and that was with Sony, right?
Well,
so, when was the last really big one?
Unless you want to consider the Guardians 3.
Doctor Strange
It was a
did pretty
decent.
well.
I mean, they did okay, but I'm talking a monster. I mean, I'm talking like just like a gigantic. And those two are the only ones that did like, so. But a Thor movie did not do well. Marvel's was a bomb.
No.
Shang-Chi was a bomb. Black Widow was a bomb. And on. Oh, Eternals a super big time bomby. So they're not exactly knocking it out of the park very often. And even when they get like a minor, they get on base with something like Guardians 3 does so for them. It's all right. So no, they haven't had anything to write home about since Endgame as far as success, and with the exception of No Way Home. And again, that one was not even their own, not 100% their own anyway. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, they had to split it with Sony.
So, like you said, they're desperate, and they're they want to, yet they can't get out of their own way. Look what they're doing. They make the idiotic choice of doing a movie with the title Captain America with no real Captain America in it. And I'm not just speaking as a comic book geek who knows that Steve Rogers is the only one who should be Captain America. I'm talking about Joe Public. Don't forget about me or any other geeks. Joe Public thinks Chris Evans is Captain America, and that's what they're used to. They see something like this. In fact, and then something has to give, because when they test screen the thing, everyone was like, "Oh boy, they're refilming it. They're wasting a lot more money to refilm this. Perfume on a Pig, unless they're hiding from us, unless they're hiding something from us, and it's really going to be Chris Evans in the movie, which isn't going to happen, right?
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen.
Refilming, reshooting isn't gonna do any good. They're just wasting. That movie is already a bomb. They're not gonna make any money on it because they've already wasted a lot of money on it. And worse than that, imagine they got 2 of those going on right now because they filmed like something like 6-8 episodes of a TV show before they realized it was garbage, and then they start reshooting it over again, meaning Daredevil Born Again. Well, which is fuck all like Born Again in the comic, because Punisher was never in that. But so much so that the guy that they wanted to come play the Punisher, and he said, "No, I'm not doing it." And they killed 2 characters off screen, so we're not hiring the other ones. How do you get 6-8 episodes in and go, guys, I'm not feeling it. I think this might not work. It took you that long? You didn't know by the script? This was like, I don't think anyone wants to see this shit. He didn't even get I don't think he gets in the costume until like episode like 5 or 6 or something. So like, they don't know that wasn't going to work. If they had to wait that, now they're reshooting it. I still have no hope in it for it, by the way. But they got Bernthal back. They got the other actors back. So it might turn out okay. Probably not. But the fact that you waited that long to realize your mistake, not in early stages where you can see people making mistakes. They wasted so much money on it and so much time. This is what we're dealing with. So how can we ever have any confidence in anything coming out of the MCU?
Huh.
They don't story. Go ahead, 20.
No, I was going to ask: is the people from Echo writing it?
I don't think so, but it may as well. I think it's not anyone from the original Daredevil show, from what I understand.
Nah, that's Drew Goddard. Nah, he
did the first season.
Yeah,
of the original. Yeah, it's not him, and I don't know who it is.
Well,
exactly.
Well, they got rid of the original writers though and replaced them. I think, didn't they?
Well, yeah, they did, but the fact, look, again, I can understand, maybe starting up production and you look at the scripts and you start thinking about it, you're going, I need to scrap this and go back to the drawing. But I don't understand filming 5, 6, 7 episodes, whatever it was, and then going, this kind of sucks, guys. Wow. That's ludicrous.
Pod Racing Palpatine asks, will they ever mention there's a giant head and arm sticking out of the earth?
No. Oh, you mean like from Eternals? No. They will not mention that. I guarantee you they don't even forgotten about it. I mean, the movie took like what 4 years to. I mean, it was like it sat on a shelf for 2 or 3 years. You think they're thinking about continuity? Nah. All they care about is their Girl Avengers movie that they set up. What was that last stupid movie that they made that set up the Girl Avengers movie? It was like it was an after credit scene.
It's one with A-Force.
Yeah, there was an after credit scene in one of those last stupid movies. Yeah, that's right. The end of the Marvels. They had an after.
Oh, y'all actually watched that?
I sat through.
I
Did you? I did.
Clobby.
I already told you. I have a friend of mine. I bring to all those stupid movies. He likes to go and.
I should have
thing
known.
we do. Wait a minute. You didn't sit through Classic?
I didn't sit through fucking the
Not
Marvels.
You. I know you didn't. Classic, did you? I know you reviewed it, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
No.
take the blame with me then, man. Stand with me and shame. Stand with me and shame. Don't let me hang out to dry, man.
Do that.
They're digging the black girl magic.
I mean, the movie's a piece of dog crap, but it's, when I on my rankings of all the Marvel movies, I still don't have it at the bottom. I have 6 movies worse than it of the 33 movies. So, but it sucks. It's garbage. Us, they have so many bad ones. It's horrible.
Well, okay, so what's worse than the Marvels?
You want me to tell you? At
Yeah.
least, in my opinion, my ranking. Okay, ranking MCU movies. Okay, I have them. They're 33 right now, right? Or there's another one I'm missing. Okay, yeah, I think they're 33 right now. Okay, I have them all ranked. And I've done this a couple times. My buddy Retro Busting, I did it once. Okay, I've got the Marvels at 27. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6 movies are worse. What are the 6 movies
but they're
that
all
are
close
worse?
to the same level. Okay, right after it, at 28, I have the first Black Panther movie, which I hate more than the Marvels because it ruins a great character as opposed to Marvel's characters. Don't everybody's shite in that anyway, right? So, I hate the first Black Panther movie more than most people do because it's such a horrible, messed up opportunity, and it's not a good movie in my opinion. I will rip it to pieces. Anyone who wants to go with me, I'll go. Anybody wants to fight on that one, you got to fight. 29, I got Shang-Chi, the non-master of Kung Fu, legend of Shang-Chi's sister, mistress of Kung Fu, garbage.
Rabbit chickens.
Piece of trash. I got 30, I got Thor, Love and Blunder. One of the most embarrassing movies you're ever going to see.
Okay, I can see that. I agree with that.
At 31, I got Crafted Marvel, a disgrace.
Okay.
Great name of Marvel. And at 32, I got Eternals. Because, well, do I need to give you reasons? I mean,
no, not at all.
The worst, so far, in my opinion, the worst of all the Marvel movies is Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
I can't argue with any of that. I really can't. I thought I would be able to argue with you. No, I can't. I can't argue with it.
The most tragic one of all those is the first Black Panther movie. Could have been so good because he's great. Rest his soul, Chadwick Boseman. He was great in Civil War. He does nothing throughout the movie. He's wasted. It's all about his stupid sister being smarter than him. I hate his annoying sister. She's too, and then they ruin the character of Claw. It's all about that preachy garbage colonialist preaching crap about with Killmonger, who's boring and annoying and not a good character. I don't like him. I don't know why people like him so much. He sucks with all that social crap in there. And by the way, they pretty much make Wakanda the bad guys. They're an ethno state for God's sake, and they're better than everybody else, all because they got a piece of magic rock that landed on their. And it's so everything about it is trash in that movie. First time I saw it, I kind of was lighter on it because I walked out and didn't want to get killed walking out of the theater. I liked the bit cool cup I got, but man, on further review when I watched it again, I'm like, man, this is terrible. But people love it. It made $1 billion. Whatever, man. I hate it.
It made $1 billion. It was hot. It was hot.
Well, it was in that middle of that time too, leading up to
Endgame.
Infinity.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Infinity War and Endgame.
Infinity War, yeah. So, but nothing's worse than Wakanda Forever,
Yeah,
in my opinion. Oh,
their marketing on that first Black Panther was pretty brilliant. They
oh yeah, it
played
was really good.
the whole
Yeah. I just look.
the racial angle really well.
He's such a great character to me. I always loved Black Panther. In this one, he's not even much to do with his own movie. They make him weak. They give him this dumb superpower, which they took from some comics, but they didn't need that. He never needed that crap. And they basically he's got like maybe one action scene or two in the whole movie. And it's just what they did to Claw, his own villain. They ruined Claw. They killed him. Everything about that movie is a piece of drivel. Hate it and his sister's this. By the way, T'Challa's one of the smartest men in the Marvel universe, but not in this movie. His sister's the scientist. Eat it. Yeah,
that's also arguably the movie where the whole MCU started, because that's really the first one where they kind of pushed the male lead to the side to
in his own movie,
female characters around
right
him.
In his own movie. His sister was the smart one. And it's Dora Milaje. I didn't go to see a movie about the Dora Milaje. I wanted to borrow Delabbles or whatever they are. I wanted to see Black Panther because he was so good in Civil War. He's one of the best things in that movie. Chadwick Boseman is about as good a casting as you can get for that character. Bless his soul.
Yeah.
I mean, I love that guy. I was excited for the Black Panther movie. I'm like, man, all right, finally. And then that happened. But people are afraid to say it's bad. So many of them are.
Oh shit! Let me ask you this: Did you like to see? Did you see him in the What If?
What If that is a show even I couldn't watch all of because so bad. That What If one they did with the Star-Lord one, you mean?
Yeah, that was Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, he did that. That Star-Lord, the Star-Lord T'Challa one is probably one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. Of any cartoons or TV shows or anything, was the most unbelievably horribly written thing. It makes the Black Panther movie that I just ranted about look like a masterpiece by comparison. It's that bad. It's so horrible. It's a shame that he had to. I mean, I know he did the voice for that before he passed, and he did that voice. But I hated that What If show. It was so terrible, in my opinion. After 4 or 5 episodes, I just dumped out. I couldn't take it. All the Marvel Plus shows suck. I mean, Disney Plus shows, except X-Men 97.
X-Men 97's been okay so far. There's been a couple of things I've been like, yeah.
Did you see that latest one, though?
Which one?
The one from last night, from this morning?
I think I'm halfway into it. It's the one where they're on Geno show, right?
Yeah. Now, again, I'm not knocking it. I thought it was. I mean, it was very dull soap opera until the last half. It got exciting, but
that's the half I haven't seen yet. That's great.
Well, that's cool. It gets better. But what I'm saying is, I mean, you think Chris Claremont wrote this sucker, but wasn't last week? It was a part 1 of an episode thing, and I thought this was going to be part 2. It's almost like they accidentally ran this one. And it was supposed to be made later because it looked like almost like a season ending type thing.
Yeah, because halfway into last week's episode, you get this part 1 thing, and it's halfway in. So you're halfway into the episode when it's like life and death part 1 or some shit like that. It's something like that where it says part 1. Yeah,
and there's no part 2 this week. It was it was almost like they ran the wrong one. I'm not sure. Because it felt like that was almost like a season ending type of a deal, didn't it? I mean, you hadn't seen it all yet, so.
No, I haven't seen this last episode at all. I'm halfway through it. I got halfway through today. So
so far it's been pretty good. I think it's got things off about it a little bit here and there, but Thor: The Dark World's first movie to sideline the main character. To make sure the show Jane was. I'm sorry to have it. Go ahead, Loki.
Oh, no, go ahead. Go ahead, Clobby.
That's just a bad habit. I'm sorry. I do that when I'm on. I don't mean it.
You're the only one I let do it. So by all means, go ahead.
But Jane was the key to everything. And she had an Infinity Stone in her. She had to find a way to defeat Malekith. But at least Thor got to do all the fighting. And I mean, with later ones, it would have been him just laying down. Remember, they had her doing all kind of fighting in that other one. Dark World was crap. I mean, it's not high on my list or anything. But, pretty low, actually. But,
Hmm.
yeah. Dark World was not good.
Dark World was a good Loki movie. It wasn't a good Thor movie.
Has some good Loki scenes, I guess.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Especially, the death. It's not actually the death. Him being on the throne at the end. What happens to his mother. It being his fault. Him being like, oh, little brother, how little you know about, the way everything works. There's a portal this way. I think Dark World's a great Loki movie. It's just not a great Thor movie.
Yeah, I understand that. I mean, I don't think it's very good, but there are worse ones for sure. I mean, I don't think they ran it out of order. Zed saying, it's just this feeling. It felt like it was. First of all, I felt like Chris Claremont wrote the whole thing. It was so melodramatic and soap opera. Jesus God Almighty, but it was okay. And I liked it. And I won't say what happened. I won't spoil it. But it just felt when you watch it, you tell me what you think, Loki. It almost felt like this seemed like it would be more like toward the end of the season, like 5 more to go, when we didn't get part 2 of whatever that that first part from last week.
Yeah.
So maybe it was an accident. I don't think so, but that's just kind of strange.
They've sidelined one of the most powerful X-Men characters, and you're like, okay, when are you going to fix this? And
Right.
you're like, well, maybe they aren't going to fix this. Maybe, I don't know. Are they going to fix it? Are they not going to fix it?
Right. It felt like some stuff was missing from the story too, like from the previous week to that.
Yes.
That had already advanced. I don't know, man. Could they have run that by out of order by accident? I don't guess not.
They're trying to copy the comics, which had the life-death issue, and then a few months later, life-death too.
Okay.
That may be it.
I was not reading that, but I remember life death sort of. But I was not reading. I think I dumped that. I dumped X-Men in about like 84 or something like that. It was kind of funny when I was hanging out at comic shops or whatever, years and years into the later, and someone would say, "Oh man, you know what's going on with X-Men?" Man, and they'll start telling me this, that, or other, piss me off, and I'm going, "Well, yeah, I hear you." I'm trying to be polite. And I got you, I hear you. But I dumped X-Men about 5 years ago now, 6 years ago, so I don't know what's going on. And I said, but I understand how you feel. Yeah, I mean, I like him fine, but man, I'm an FF and a Legion guy, so Justice League, Avengers, those people.
Well, let me ask you something. Why didn't? Okay, so this is like shit nobody's asking. These are questions nobody asking. Why didn't they get the original Jubilee back if they're so concentrated on getting the voice actors and actresses that did the original show? Why not get the original Jubilee back? Well, apparently because she wasn't Asian enough, but they could bring her back in an episode.
She's doing other voices though, right? The lady?
Yeah, and she comes back as old Jubilee. So you get like I don't know if you remember that or not. Yeah, that's the original. That's the original voice actress. When you see old Jubilee, I think it's episode 5 or.
Oh, was she one? Okay, I don't remember now.
Whatever it was with Mo Cap or Mo Jack or Mo whatever the hell his name is. Mojo.
Yeah.
It's the episode with Mojo.
That was last week. Yeah,
that was last week's. The old Jubilee in that episode is the original voice actress.
Oh, that doesn't make any sense because the first reason why they took her off the character was because she's quote, the actress herself is not Asian.
That's right.
I got to tell you something. When I never cared for Jubilee. I never read any comics with her when that show first came on, and I didn't like her or anything. But I watched all the show many times and never knew she was Asian. Looking at her on the cartoon, I never even for a second thought she was Asian. That just didn't occur to me. Didn't look like it to me, and I didn't care one way or the other either. But I just didn't look like it. Did you know if you read it in the comic first? They never say it on the show.
Well, actually, around that time, I was collecting the comics, and I was collecting every X-Men comic they had. I could run them all, and and the way they introduced her, maybe it was something I missed, but it never felt like she was Asian to begin with because they never really referenced what she was.
No.
She was there.
she was supposed to. She's okay. So she's a mall. She's a mall rat.
Yeah.
So the whole Valley Girl accent, like, oh my God, da, 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 I totally see that because she's a mall rat.
Right. I mean, it's perfectly fine for her to be Asian. That just never even occurred to me. Usually, and that's because it's of cartoon. In other words, if that were a live action TV show and she were played by an Asian actress, you would just know it off the top. You just know immediately that she was, right? Because you have eyes. But animation's trickier that way. She just looks like a normal, just like a kid. She looked like a white kid to me. I didn't know.
So, well, in the original series, she does. She looks like a white kid. She doesn't really look Asian.
And now she still does, kind of. She didn't have much different.
So,
And she looked Caucasian originally in the comics. Was she really even supposed to be Asian originally, or is that
she's supposed to be half. She's
News to
supposed to
me.
be half.
So
because
yeah.
there was that big thing where,
Jubilation League.
yeah,
Lee,
that she was
okay.
supposed to be. She was supposed to be Wolverine's daughter, long lost daughter, but that's not who she really was. So they kept teasing us with that back in the day, back in the 90s. They kept teasing us with this thing where it's like, oh my God, Jubilee's Logan's daughter. Logan had a kid, doesn't remember the kid. Kid got put up for adoption, and this is Logan's kid that he had. And some people said he had it with what's her name?
Yuriko, or Mariko, or whatever, one of those.
So,
but that would make her too young, too old.
Yeah,
or maybe not. I guess I don't know.
I remember. I think it was in the second in X2, the second X-Men movie. There was, how they'd sometimes show some of the other X-Men characters like in the background, like in class.
Yeah, she's there.
Stuff like
she's
that.
there.
Yeah, there's a shot of her. I think it's obviously supposed to be her because of the way she's dressed, and the girl was Asian. I remember that.
Wow.
She's in the Apocalypse movie too.
Okay. But Jubilee is?
Yeah, the X-Men. Is it just X-Men Apocalypse? They never say her name though. She's got the yellow jacket. She's Asian. You never see her superpowers though, and you never hear her name. So
I bet she was retconned that to be, I don't know.
She's cut out of the so there's a classroom scene in the original X-Men movie. There's a classroom scene where you see it's got to be Jubilee because she's dressed like Jubilee should be dressed. Snickering with another girl about Bobby and Firestarter messing around with their powers.
Okay, that's fair enough. I just
And you see, I think they're giggling with Kitty Pryde. So there's been a couple of times you've seen her in a movie, but they've never named her in the movie.
Okay, yeah, I got you. Well, I never liked her on the cartoon. I mean, I'm not the biggest Kitty Pryde fan or either, but I know they needed a young character, and I would rather pick Kitty Pryde than her. But actually, Dazzler would have been better, but she's not young enough. We get to see Dazzler for a second, and Genosha. Some of the Genosha scenes are pretty cool.
Yeah.
And we get to see, I'm not spoiling it, I'm sorry, but Nightcrawler just needs to be in every episode.
Out of nowhere. Man. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Nightcrawler needs to be in every episode and comes out of nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah, he's one of my favorites, so we can't have, that's what I'm saying, that like I said, I went back and binged the Fox show a year or two ago after not having seen all of it all at one point, or not all of it. And it's just, the lineup aggravates me. I can't stand Gambit. I don't like Jubilee that much. I'd rather have seen Nightcrawler and Colossus. You had to have a kid. Kitty Pryde's fine. But no.
And that made me, the other day, I was like, damn, who the hell was Kitty Pryde? Yeah. If this isn't a blast from the past.
What?
Marvel.
What you looking for?
I'm getting a
Does Does anyone else think the music, the theme, which is still good, but is a little off from not as
Yes.
good as the old one?
Yes.
Just a little, yeah. No bells. All right, that's Kitty Pryde, yeah.
Yeah. But that's where
Sprite
the hell's
or
the picture of it?
or what's the other name she used? Sprite or
There we go. You know, at first I was like, I don't know any actress that
some guy named Kitty Pryde.
uh,
That's
Huh.
fucked up, man. That's fucked
that?
up, man.
Who's that dude? A Shadow Cat or whatever she was.
well, it makes sense in their timeline since Bobby always likes dick in their timeline.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Well, she
Sorry.
should be with Colossus anyway, which is kind of weird considering what her age was, but she didn't really get to do anything in those movies anyway. But let's just be honest. She everyone really likes her. I get that, but her power's just ripped off from other characters, including Phantom Girl for one.
It's just amazing to see an actress that doesn't exist play a female.
Yeah.
And Clobby's canceled. Clobby
Gotcha.
got canceled as soon as he started talking about Silver Surfer.
That was last week, and I've been canceled way before that. I canceled myself on purpose. I'm just tired of it all, man. I just cancel me. Makes it easier.
Yeah, Colossus had a surprise when they went out. Surprise!
Oh dear. Oh dear. We could be playing the game of Rassilon at this very moment. So, yeah.
More like the crying game.
Wow.
oh,
oh dear.
dear.
So yeah, so let me know when you watch all of that one. That's so far it's been okay. We'll see how it plans out for people who are, I like that they try to make it look and feel like the old one. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, except for
Mostly
Morph.
does.
It's like as soon as Morph comes
Except for
on
Morph.
screen,
Yep. He sucks.
you're like immediately like, yeah, I know what I'm watching.
I
I'm not
understand
watching
when
X-Men 97.
why they got rid of him in the old show early after the first episode. And then they brought him back, but way later, right? So.
It's funny because you saw that scene. What is it, episode 4 or 5? I can't remember what it was, but he's like, I am me, and I can't be controlled anymore. And Jean's like, bitch, you are under my command. And he's like, I will do anything you say, my queen. And yeah, it's like, yeah, okay, all right, buddy. All right.
Why can he use the power? Why can mimic the powers of anyone that he takes the shape of?
He's not supposed to be able to.
That's horseshit.
He's not supposed to be
Yeah,
able
that's
to
a
mimic
different
their
character.
powers.
Not
Right. Yeah, definitely. That's mimic, not
mimic.
changeling / morph. Yeah. So, he's more like a scroll where he can look like anybody. Unless you're super scroll, of course, but he's different from the other scrolls. So, yeah, I don't know. That's pretty silly. Still, it's kind of a if it stays the course and doesn't get too crazy and just turns out to be good. And by the way, the idiot they fired, the guy the producer,
Yes.
is still he posted about the new episode. I'm like, man, you guys are telling him to shut up. He's so stupid. He's so annoying.
Maybe he thinks if he sucks enough ass, he'll get his job back.
No, he went on. He posted something. I'm not gonna go into it, but basically talking about this latest episode and what his thoughts processes were about, and he got all identity politics again, like he always does. And like talking about, it's like, man, look, just talk about the show.
They haven't talked about why they fired him still, have they?
No, I don't think so. No, not that I know of. Just give your thoughts on the
Wasn't that
episode.
it was because Supposedly it was because he had an OnlyFans account.
Yeah,
Yes.
but they
that
never
he was
said anything
subscribed
specific.
to
Yeah,
OnlyFans.
no, he has one. He has a page. Yeah, and I guess that was, but they never said that was why though.
They never said that was why.
They just said he had. Someone just said he had one. Someone said speculated it though, but they never said this is why. Now I guess they don't have to tell you why they fire anybody. I guess, but
He was fired, and that's a big thing for them to say because
especially
they
a week before.
could say, yeah, they normally would say something like has moved on to another project. Yeah, they the way they phrase the things are very important. And they went out of their way to say, no, he has been fired.
They did it a week before the thing came out too.
Yeah.
So, and now he's out there talking about this new episode, and put it to you like this: the way he talks and what I see on the screen so far does give me a kind of more perspective. Now I've seen a few episodes, 5 episodes, because what he says in that little tweet he did out today, and I don't follow him, but I saw it was trending in there, and he's basically, when he was talking about this episode, he didn't mention one thing about anything, the episode, just what was, why he did it, why he wrote it the way he did, and it was all to do with his own personal life, if you get my meaning, and his own agenda about his own. I mean, like, nobody wants to hear that crap. That's probably what they said. Look, just talk about the show. If you just talked about the show, probably wouldn't have been fired. And I can't believe it because it's Disney. Why do they? Everyone else does it, and they're fine. So he did something else. It can't be that. That's not what he fired.
I mean, yeah, he got dick pics in the whole 9. So
He's got something going on. Yeah, and something terrible because that they won't let out, because all that crap he wrote, the identity politics garbage about his own life, they love that shit.
Oh yeah, no,
So
they absolutely love that shit. They went balls to the walls over that.
Yeah. So they would have loved it, man. Disney would have been reposting that, like, oh, it's so great why he wrote this episode. It just nothing to do with anything. So I don't know,
because there's been no update. I mean,
they're not going to go after him. There won't be an update on that. You can guarantee it. So it might come out somewhere, but I can't see how. They figured they made a deal with it.
So you're saying this is a campaign to hide what this sumbitch did because it would probably hurt it
hurt their woke cause crap.
Their cause. They don't care about the show. They've shown us they don't care about the show.
No, they don't care about the show.
They just give a shit about their cause.
It would make one of their own with their agenda look bad, worse than usual. Even maybe to some of the people that they don't want to piss off. I don't know. And they probably made it also, or it would make them look bad to go after him, so they made a deal. They would look bad to their peers, to their Hollywood peers, if they go after the guy too much, because it's not like that major story where the guy had criminal charges against him and what have you.
Well, even that was back and forth between what do we believe and what do we don't believe. They had video of his girlfriend beating the shit out of him and him running away from her. And they still canceled his ass.
But we knew what he was accused of, though. We don't know what this guy's accused of. That's what I'm saying. And we're not going to know because that would probably Disney would have to look like they're going after the guy. Whereas the law was going after the guy in the case of Major for a while there anyway, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's just a bit of a different case, I think. But we're never going to know why they fired him. Can't imagine.
I don't think it was merely because of the OnlyFans page, more was shown on it.
Well,
no.
I don't think that was it either. I just don't think, because they're all for that stuff. They don't care.
Unless it was something to do with.
Oh, yeah. There's certain things that would even Disney would be embarrassed by. It's hard to believe, isn't it? But it's hard to believe you could embarrass Disney. Ooh, maybe he voted for Orange Man. That would be embarrassing. Just kidding.
Well, I mean, Disney just started promoting their Pride nights over at fucking Disney World and Disneyland. So, you go down a late night, you're gonna bump into a few surprises. So, I don't know, man. They just did that a couple days ago. They started advertising for it. So yeah, it's not beyond them to try to push away that LGBTQ stuff, you know.
Chris Persia says it's only empowering for women to have an OnlyFans page.
Really?
Am I holding my waifu back by not letting her have an OnlyFans page? Am I holding my waifu back? Am I holding my woman back because I'm like, no, you will not sell pictures of your fucking feet to degenerate nutbags online.
Why does she want to?
It's a
I'm
common.
gonna tell her. She said she wants to. I know it's good.
It's an ongoing
joke. Yeah,
joke between the both of us. Oh, there's always OnlyFans in my feed. I'm like, no, it's never gonna happen.
You are seriously screwing with my head now.
Yeah, well, you both joke about it, but you also both know there's truth to it because it would be popular.
God help me. No, I could never let. I
know that.
No.
But I know that's why she's kidding. She's like, yeah.
You've been joking about that.
Wow. Yeah. Although, I mean, I guess they have those sites. I don't know. I mean, I don't understand the feet thing.
I don't get it either.
They're great for walking on, though. I mean, using for walking.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to say. Yeah. I recommend having them if you can.
Don't lose them. Don't lose your toes or your feet.
I'll probably lose mine soon. But I recommend having them as long as you can have them, though.
We're probably in a race to see who gets to lose theirs first.
Oh, yeah, we could be, man. I'm in big trouble, bro. So that sucks. But mine will go away before yours. So it'll be fine.
I don't know about that.
I'm way older, man. You know that.
I don't think it matters when it comes to this shit.
Yeah, that's true, I guess. Yeah. In which case, we won't be able to have it OnlyFans about our feet. So that's
$5 on Clobby.
Thank you. In fact, when mine happens, I'll mail mine to you.
Oh no! Don't do that. God help me.
Not you, to him.
This took a morbid turn.
Here's a toe. Here's a toe, my friend.
Whose fault is it? Mine, Loki's, or FKH Tim, Mr. Smarty Pants? I wonder.
I gotta. So I bought this. I didn't buy it from Amazon.
Nice.
I actually got this today because I was at Walmart and they had it for $15. And I was just walking around and there it was $15 and I scanned it just to make sure $15.
Good
so
price.
I said, you know what? Screw it. $15. And I haven't watched it yet. I'm going to.
Love them.
I've just heard that on the last transfer they did, because this is the new one.
Yeah.
The last transfer was pretty bad. So this came out last year.
I've heard that. Let us know how this one worked out.
I definitely will. I love these. I love the Fleischer cartoons.
That's one of the advantages about being blind like me. All the copies look good. So, but yeah. So that's cool. I want to see how those. Fleischer ones are the best, man. I love them.
I've got the DVDs, and the old DVDs are pretty good. I like them.
Yeah. Yep.
I didn't have to spend the $15 on the
very
Fleischer
nice
one, but I upgrade Blu-ray. We'll see what happens.
Very nice. Oh, by the way, there's other good Superman news. Incidentally, that you mentioned that Warner announced, that was it, Peter Safran or whatever at that CinemaCon. There's a documentary that was made called Super / Man about the Christopher Reeve story, and it's gonna make theaters in September.
Really?
Yeah.
Christopher Reeve.
Yeah.
Yes. About how he got ready for the role of Superman, and him getting ready for the Superman role and all this other stuff too. Yeah, and his friendship with Robin Williams, the whole big story thing of it, and it did very well at the Sundance Film Festival, whatever it was. So I'm definitely in September. I'm gonna definitely go see that.
I know there's at least like 30 minutes of him talking shit about Brando.
I've heard about that. He did that on Letterman.
I want to see that.
He did that on Letterman.
I want to see that because he's like, he let us down. And I'm like, damn.
It could be.
Damn.
No. Well, I'm looking forward to that one. Love Christopher Reeve.
he just goes after Brando, and he's like he didn't know what it was. He didn't know what he was playing. He didn't understand it. He didn't care about it. And then the whole second movie got halfway remade because he wouldn't sign off on it.
Well, Brando probably didn't even know what Superman was.
Well, yeah, okay, so explain this to me, because this is the way they were looking at it. You film all this stuff for the first movie, right? And you've got like 5 hours of footage that you cut down to 2 hours and change. Why not use the rest of the footage for a second movie?
Well, they
You've
shot.
been paid for it.
They were shooting it all as one movie and then going to break it up into two. That's why all these actors got pissed off. They were going to get paid for one movie when the Salkinds did this before this. It was a movie called, in the 70s, you may have heard it, called The Three Musketeers, and then there was one called The Four Musketeers. They did it on that one and screwed over those actors.
Yeah.
Well, they were doing it on Superman, and it was just going to be do it all at once.
Yeah, but you've been paid for the work.
You got paid for one movie, though. Then they were going to break it up into two, and actors kind of want, especially guys like Brando, they want to get paid, and Hackman wants to get paid, for both movies. You're going to, it's just that's what. So they weren't like they didn't just pay them and say, "Look, we're going to film all this and make two movies, guys." They didn't tell them that. They told them we're going to make one movie. But they had never, a lot of the stuff that you see in Superman 2 was filmed at the same time they were doing the first one.
Yeah.
So. And that's what pissed off a lot of people. That's why, and they were having some rights issues and stuff with the Salkinds. They never did a novelization of either one of the two movies. They were never able to do a comic adaptation either. They had like these big tabloid books that were just about making of. They had a making of Superman the movie, and because they couldn't do novelizations, which were pretty lucrative back then, Elliot Magan wrote 2 Superman novels that are very good. Superman Last Son of Krypton and Superman Miracle Monday. They got covers. Each of them has covers from like each movie, but they're so people you just think, oh, these are adaptations of the movie. They're not, but they're really good though. I have those. So it was
Miracle Monday was where they introduced.
Good.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, wasn't Miracle Monday where they introduced that Superwoman from the future?
That's true. Yeah, it was Elliot Magan.
Kristen Wells.
Yeah. I believe it was that one of the two. I think that was the one. I haven't read those in a long time. I feel like going back and rereading those again. They were pretty cool. But it was Elliot Magan who was a Superman writer in the 70s.
Yeah. She was kind of like Booster Gold right before Booster Gold, because he came out like a year or two later.
For the costume thing, yeah. That's right. So, yeah, it was a big mess. And, there were a lot of things that they were going to do differently. That's why Donner quit,
Yeah, that's what Donner packed his bags and was like, nope, see ya.
Yeah.
Get somebody else to do it.
Bring in Richard Lester, who directed Beatles movies. Yep. He did.
I remember the first time I put in the director's cut of 2, and I was like, where's the French thing? Where's the Eiffel Tower? Where's all this stuff? Where's the giant bedroom in
the
Niagara Falls? Where's they need to make like a mix. They need to make a mix of both movies. I don't need Superman's mom talking to him about shit. I want Jor-El there. So put Jor-El back in the movie and give us the extra stuff that Homeboy did, and just make a mix of both movies. And I will be very happy.
Remember the Donner cut of the first movie, though, did have the Jor-El scene put back in there that was never in the theatrical or even in the ABC cut, which are about like 4 cuts of the first movie. 3,
yes.
Maybe, 3, I think. But yeah, and there was a Donner cut that came out of the first movie, not the second movie now, that had a bunch of padded scenes. And it had that one scene that I remember when I first saw it, I was blown away because I watched that movie before that had come out in 2000 something or other. I'd seen both the theatrical and the ABC cut about 4 billion times, obviously, like 18 times in the theater alone. So it was so committed to memory that when I finally got the Donner cut and saw that there's a scene where whole bunch of added lines between the holographic Jor-El and Superman after the scene when he first goes out, saves Lois from the copter and the president's plane and the cat in the tree and all that other stuff. And then he goes back and he talks to Jor-El, which was never in either one of those original cuts. And that just blew me away. I was so, wow, oh my goodness. Can't believe this. Why'd they cut this out? So it was, but the Donner cut of Superman 1 has a bunch of scenes like a lot of added stuff that didn't really make much sense because it was just like extra footage and scenes that could have been shorter, but still. It's still pretty cool. Yo.
Yeah, we're going to get out of here in just a minute. I was just trying to scroll down to my, let's see. That way I can kind of give you guys an idea of what Clobby's talking about.
What you looking for?
So, let's see. You've
Donner
got
cut of Superman 2 or Superman 1?
So you've got this is the original theatrical version of Superman. This is the what did you call it? CBS cut?
It's an ABC cut.
ABC cut.
Which back when it first ran on national network television, they added a bunch of stuff and they ran it over 2 nights, a Sunday and a Monday, I think it was. And then of course they reran it again. I recorded that and watched the hell out of it because they added a bunch of scenes to it.
So this is a 3-hour-long TV version.
Movie extended version. What there's a DVD or a Blu-ray out there that has all 3 different versions.
Yes. Yeah.
I have that, I think.
Yeah.
But
that's in the big
right.
I think it's in the big silver box.
It is in that one, which I have, but it's also one that one doesn't have the direct. I think that one may have the director's cut too as well. So, yeah, I mean, when I say direct, people always think, oh, but the Donner cut, they always think of Superman 2. There is the Donner cut right up there, Superman 2, but there's the Donner cut of Superman 1 is what I'm talking about.
Yes, you've got this, and then you've got the Donner cut of Superman 1, and you've got the theatrical release.
Right. So there's the ABC cut, but the Donner cut has a lot more added. Has some more added to it. And it's longer than it seems like it's longer than the ABC cut. I may have them backwards, but it's long. And then there's the Donner cut of Superman 2, which is interesting, but he kind of, I don't know, it's kind of a mess.
For whatever reason, they don't have the Donner cut of Superman the movie on here.
No, maybe, but I don't think so, but it is on some. I have a set that it's on. Like I say, some people just mix it up with the ABC cut or extended cut. They probably just call it like extended cut. I'd have to look at it, look at my copies and see.
Well, they've got a bundle, special edition. Okay, so
your
special edition is your Donner cut.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's the one I have. I got so many different versions.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. Because I've got DVDs. I don't have any VHSs anymore. But I've got DVDs, Blu-rays, and then
I still have all my 4Ks. VHS tapes, just don't have a player right now.
We need 4Ks. You know what really pissed me off the other day before we get out of here, Clobby? You'll be able to appreciate this. Someone sent me a thing online because I used to have the entire Columbia House set of TNG and DS9.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, the tapes.
All the VHS tapes, the ones that had 2 episodes a tape.
Well, that's a lot of tapes, yeah.
And you paid like $35 a month to get one. It was expensive. It was a pain in the ass, and it was expensive. But if you love Star Trek, then that's how you did your Star Trek back then. Or you recorded them on TV, and you had 6 episodes per tape.
Exactly.
But for those of us that wanted the whole collection, someone sold their entire TNG collection for $15,000.
Oh,
the entire Columbia House VHS sets. And I was like, you know
Holy
what?
crap.
I fucking got rid of that because I think I got rid of it for like $50 at a pawn shop right before I moved out of Houston. I sold the whole thing for nothing.
Man.
I just was like, you know what? It'll be gas money. It'll be road snack money. We were moving from Houston to Dallas. So I was like,
Wow.
whatever. I'm not hauling them in boxes with me.
It was
And
a
I
dead
got rid of
format.
them.
It was a dead format, really. I mean, I can't blame you, but
And if I'd have just,
but
if
wow.
I'd have just kept them boxed up
Oh,
and
my
drug them
goodness.
around with me, it's 15 grand.
Who paid that for that suck? I mean, that's a weird collector right there. I mean,
So the
who's,
entire collection, it was on
incredible.
eBay the other day, 15 grand.
oh my goodness,
I kept an eye on it. Someone snagged it, and I was like, wow,
damn.
someone must really like VHS tapes.
Yeah, those Columbia House and CBS video clubs would put out like an episode or like a one episode for whatever, and you'd have to buy like a subscription and stuff to a lot of different shows, not just TNG, but yeah.
Penny, are you talking about the big silver box, the tin?
Yeah, from the early 2000s.
Yes, that's the.
I
I've got
got
that
my
one
kids-
too.
My kids gave me that for like a Father's Day or a Christmas present or something one year.
Yeah.
And it came out after Superman Returns because that's on there.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, Penny said yes. That's the one. Yeah, that's the one.
There you go.
Yeah. I really
It's got
like
a
that.
lot of
set.
extra. That's a beautiful set. It's got a lot of stuff on there, man. It's got all the cartoons, of course. A lot of documentaries and features, and I think it has probably has that Donner cut on there.
And Loki, not to throw salt on a wound, but what's the likelihood that collection is actually yours? It's possible.
Yeah, but
But
you never know.
who knows? I imagine that someone went in there every other week or something for like a year and bought one at a time. And
You want to put some lemon juice on there now, Chris? Dude.
so, what do you guys got coming up?
Me or all of us? Oh,
Well, all of you,
Well-
but we'll start with you, Clobby.
well, at 9, I've got me a wild card Wednesday night. Tonight I'll be talking about things and stuff thingy stuffs and stuff. Whatever pops up, and of course tomorrow night on the Clubhouse with Raquel and Mark. Our Blake 7 episode review, our Kolchak the Night Stalker, we're reviewing that now, an episode of that, and a Star Trek comic, Star Trek Unlimited. We're going to start reviewing that one with number 1, and then of course
Saturday
Friday.
night Star Trek.
Well, before that, this Friday night on my buddy J Man's, dude. If you're a Fantastic Four fan or comics fan, we're reviewing all of Kirby's run on FF. We started last week on Fantastic Fridays, and that's 7 Eastern. I'm having a blast. The whole Kirby run, and then you want me to let you say it?
Saturday night Star Trek with the one and only Clobberin Times.
Thank you. Yes, indeed, my first officer, number 1, R.M. Briggs, Commander, and I will be reviewing 4 more scintillating episodes of Star Trek for Goigajagalurgerbalurber. And then Sunday
There's
nights,
coffee in that nebula.
One Sunday nights, of course, in your Week in Geek on the Great Mark D with the Cheese show on Sunday Night Geekery, 10 Eastern. So thanks for having me, buddy.
Thank you for being here. And always remember, no matter how bad Voyager was, it's still better than present day Star Trek.
There is no present day Star Trek, but other than that, I'm with you.
24/7. What do you got coming up, brother?
Oh man, just making videos, man. That's about it. I just dropped a video on how fucking Margot Robbie and Lionsgate are and they're putting out a Monopoly movie, bro. So I was like, what the fuck?
The Monopoly guy.
Yeah.
Monopoly?
So basically, what's his name? Daddy Pennybags or whatever the fuck his name is. He's gonna be a character running around in some kind of movie. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Weird.
yeah, it's gonna be a live action Monopoly movie. I don't even know how the fuck you turn that into a live action. That was my gripe in the
Pass
thing.
go and collect $200.
You all look. You're gonna go to jail. You're gonna be at Park Place. You're gonna be doing all kind of
Okay.
dumb shit. So
Nice.
yeah, dude, they might as well make a fucking Mr. Potato Head movie and be done with
That's
it.
next. I'd watch that. Sorry. He was already in the movie. He was always already in
Yeah,
Toy
but I'm
Story.
talking about give him his own shits.
Yeah, exactly. That's nutty, son. Nutty.
Yeah, but I mean, but other than that, like I was saying, I was working on that Christopher Reeves, deal that Bobby was talking about, just I thought that was pretty cool that they're gonna be dropping a movie on him. So yeah, I'm just dropping videos, man, just trying to get myself back in the groove of things.
Blowing that shit up with 24/7 fusion.
Yeah, and hopefully next time when we show up, man, we can talk about some Roy Thomas, man, and what's going on with him.
I got a lot to say about that one, buddy. We should talk about that soon.
Oh yeah.
Well, there you go. We already got a topic for next week. Look at that. Forward thinking. We are moving ahead. Yes, we are.
Studying up on that a little bit.
Yeah, this is man, that's opened up a whole nother bag of some shit. I don't even know what happens now. So, but yeah, man, I'm just happy to be here, man. Thank you guys for having me, man. I had a great time, and thank you to the chat for being there for us and supporting us, man. We love you guys.
Oh yeah, classic. What do you got coming up, brother?
Actually, mentioning Star Trek, I'm actually doing a work through of Star Trek: The Original Series now, reviewing those original episodes. I just did my review of Mud's Women yesterday. I do those on Tuesday evenings, and I should have a review of Redcoat, which is the new comic from Image Comics and from Ghost Machine, which is Jeff Johns' new imprint. I should have that out in a day or two. And I just actually hit 600 subs at the end of last week.
Congrats.
So I'll probably do a live stream. Man. Thank you. Covering that. So that's what's coming.
Yeah. Guys, make sure you check out Clobberin Times coming up in less than an hour. 45 minutes from now, Clobberin Times goes live. And make sure you check out these other fine gentlemen, Classic Comics and 24/7 Fusion, and what they're doing. Guys, we're out of here. We're getting out of here.
Good night, everybody.
The round table is closed. Take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak friend to enter. We'll see you on the next one. Have a great one, guys.
Peace.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.